And it appears as if we are live. Hopefully I've gotten everything set up as it should be. I'll go ahead and give the greeting and we'll see what happens. On this episode of YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan, we're going to get into a discussion about rude YouTubers, how to collab, and other topics related to being a YouTube creator. But before we get into that, I'm Denise Jordan, and welcome to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan. If you want to grow your influence through YouTube, hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Or strategy sessions, I should say, because that's what we do here on YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan. We do strategy sessions. We don't just get on here and just chat. We plan strategies to help grow our YouTube channel. So if you've joined us on the replay, welcome. Jump in on the conversation and leave your comments and suggestions as you work your way through the replay. And for those of you who joined us live, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, Carol at My Blessed Nest. It is so good to see you. It's always good to see you. And then we have Laura from Lifestyle of Laura. It's good to have you with us as well. So yes, hello, Sister Circle, and my name twin, Denise, who goes by D at D Lovely Life. It's good to have you with me as well. And then Laura is throwing in a circle so that we can circle up because we plan to take care of business. So yes, let's circle up. Andrea Mason from the Queen's Court. She's saying hello to me and the Sister Circle. Hey, Andrea. And let's see, I Style My Style. That is Stephanie at I Style My Style. How are you doing as well? Or is that Cheryl? No, it's Stephanie. And then Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget. Marilyn, it is so good to see you. I know you've been busy. You've had a lot going on. It is good to have you with us tonight. Whenever you can join us, we're glad to have you. And then there's Mary from Rocky Mountain Gardens. Hey, Mary, good to have you with us as well. And Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie. It's good to see you. And Thrifting Adventures. Oh, I'm thinking it is Stephanie at Thrifting Adventures too. So if I'm wrong, let me know. But I'm thinking it's Stephanie at Thrifting Adventures and Cheryl at I Style My Style. I always mix those two up. You guys let me know. And then there is Kay at Creating with Miss Kay. How are you? So it is just good to have all of you with me tonight. Yes, I Style My Style is Cheryl, and I believe Thrifting Adventures is Stephanie. And you know what, Cheryl? I write it down every week, and every week I Style Cheryl. I confuse it. I am so sorry. I'm usually better than that, but I goof it up every week, so I'll try to remember that. And then Diva Designing on a Dime. Hey, Kimberly, I think we've missed you a couple of weeks. I know life goes on, but it's good to have you with us always, always. Yes, I Style My Style is Cheryl. And yes, and Thrifting Adventures is Stephanie. So that was it. So Thrifting Stephanie and I Style Cheryl. So yes, I'll try to remember that. And I'm sorry, Cheryl, that I get that wrong from so much. So ladies, what you sipping on tonight? I just got ice water. Not even ice water, regular. It's just water, just plain old tap water. I had the best chili for dinner. I actually made this chili outside in a cast iron Dutch oven. And it was amazing. But I'll tell you guys more about that later when I'm ready for the video to deploy. But that's one of the things that I've been working on. Let's see who else has joined us. Excuse me. I think I've greeted everyone, and so now people are letting us know what they're sipping on. And so Marilyn has water like me, and it's also good for us in our kidneys. And then Carol has iced tea with lemon. Stephanie has water. Stephanie has water. And Cheryl has water. Lifestyle of Laura has hot cocoa. Laura, I had some hot cocoa earlier, so that's why I'm just drinking water now. It's been just chilly here. We had our first snow of the season today, and it's, winter's coming, it's getting colder, and so it was just chilly here. And then Andrea's just greeting people, so I didn't mean to pop that up. And then Mary's got plain old water as well. And Kimberly has, you know how I love lemonade. Kimberly has my all-time favorite lemonade. So yeah, and I have to tell you, Carol, that chili was amazing. I felt like such a pioneer woman. Here I am cooking in a cast iron Dutch oven, outside on a grill. It was a lot of fun, but it was certainly a learning experience too. Boy, those pioneer women, they had it going on. We should not complain about our ability to have to cook on a glass cooktop or a gas stove or whatever, because I tell you what, those pioneer women, they had their work cut out for them. So let's see. So Andrea has water, and I think that is about it. So yes, so the rest of the people are just greeting one another. Oh, Laura said they had snow too, but they had 2 to 4 inches. We just had a light dusting of snow. It was just enough to be pretty on the top of the bird feeders, just a little bit on the ground around the trees, but nothing, spectacular. It was pretty, kind of like a Currier and Ives postcard, but wet. Ha! So Carol says, am I going Little House on the Prairie on you guys? And then Cheryl wants to know, did I do a video? Yes, I did. The reason why I did it is this. I've got some videos in my prepping series going on, and I've got quite a few people who have asked questions about that. And several of them wanted to know about off-grid cooking, meaning that what if the power goes out? What's an alternative method to cook? And so I thought, well, okay, I'll figure that out. Well, between you and me, I have never lit a fire in my life. Whenever we needed to have a fire for the grill or whatever, or even a fire in the fireplace, my husband always did that. So I had to get instruction on how to light a fire in a grill. And then the first day I did the chili on a propane grill, and he set that up. The second day I actually cooked in the cast iron oven with an open fire, but I put like it was a makeshift grill, because I thought, well, what if people don't have a propane grill? I needed to show a situation that if their power goes out because of whatever, snowstorms, ice storms, whatever, hurricanes, and they have to cook outside, what do they need to do? They don't have a propane grill. So we simulated a grill that we kind of put together, and I cooked on that. It was a real learning experience. And I tell you what, when you try to cook and it's windy, it's a whole different ball game. So yeah, it was quite interesting. Oh, Stephanie said she liked the 2 cameras that I used in my last video. Thank you. I've been working at trying to improve what I do on video. As you know, we all talk about different things here, and then I try to implement those things. And then Marilyn said she loved my Thanksgiving dinner for 2. Thank you, Marilyn. I tell you what, I was really excited about that video. And it took me almost a good week to get it edited. But I think the results were fantastic. At least for me, they were pretty good. I really enjoyed that video. And it was so nice, not to try to do a voiceover or anything like that. I just wanted to cook and just let people see me cook from start to finish and see what you have to do. I was exhausted by the time I got that done. And remember, we talked about that. And I told you guys, it took me 2 days to film the video, because I realized I cannot cook an entire Thanksgiving dinner in 1 day anymore. I just don't have the energy to do that. But I did do it from start to finish in the order that I would normally do it. And it worked out pretty good. So now, Marilyn says that she really learned a lot. So Marilyn, tell me, what did you learn from that? I'm just kind of curious, because if it was something that people learned that, I need to try to repeat or duplicate, let me know. And then Stephanie says she liked the view of the two cameras. And that was probably the hardest part, was the two cameras, making sure I had one up that was looking down and then one that was in front or to the side. But then when you're editing, you've got to edit twice, because whatever you're catching from the front, then you've got something catching you from the top or the side, and it's the same length. So in essence, you are editing the same scene twice. So, but it was fun. I mean, I learned a lot. So I will continue to do that, but it was a lot of fun. And then, hey, Miss Congeniality, you always jump in on these, well, not always, you frequently will jump in on these strategy sessions. Ladies, Miss Congeniality is one of my viewers that usually comes to my lives or my premieres on the TNT channel. And she likes hanging out with us on this strategy session to kind of see what are some of the things that YouTubers talk about as well. So welcome, Miss Congeniality, tonight as well. So let's see what else we got. The mac and cheese sauce with the secret sauce. Now, you know what? Here's the thing. That mac and cheese, as I mentioned at the end of the video, is very similar to the mac and cheese that I made when I did the lobster mac. And it is delicious. But the cheese is a little pricey, so I don't make that one often, and I wouldn't make that one for a lot of people. And I don't normally make a cheese sauce first, but with this recipe, I do. And it was just good to do that. So, hey, Maynard Mom, that's Karen at Maynard Mom. It's good to have you with us as well. So nice to be here. Guys, we're just getting started. So now let's go ahead. Oh, I've been chatting for 12 minutes. I am so sorry. Let's go ahead and jump into it. And I'm not going to do a lot of other well, I can't say I'm not, because I already have. So let's go ahead and get started with tonight's discussion. And here's the thing. Oh, Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life is here too. Hey, Michelle, good to have you with us. So you guys know I will visit different people's channel from time to time just to kind of see what's going on, see what they're posting, just to kind of check in and say hi. Because just like I follow other people, I follow you guys too. And I know you guys check out what I do. This is a supportive circle. And Miss Congeniality, what we do here on this Sunday show is we talk to each other about YouTube strategies to help our YouTube channels grow. That's what we do. And so I will visit different people from time to time and just kind of see what they've got going on. So I'm trying to get these off. Okay, let's get that off there. So today I happen to visit Really Good Living, Lady Phoenix at Really Good Living. And I saw her November addition to the Mastermind Influencers team. And I was looking for a video to have us watch tonight. So I usually will start that review either Saturday, but I was busy all day Saturday doing a couple of different things while I was busy trying to cook outside, because my husband said we've got 3 days this week that we can cook outside. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday. Well, 4 days. He said Saturday is going to rain, so you're going to have to do it early. And then Thursday and Friday, the days are going to be nice. So I picked one day to cook on the propane grill and one day to cook over the fire, which was cold. But, hey, Crafty Nana 6200, glad you're able to jump in with us. So I thought, after I looked at a couple Nick Nimmin videos, I thought, no, I didn't like any of those. I thought, the Mastermind Influencers team always has some videos that they put out at the beginning of the month about YouTube strategy. I said, why don't we support one of our own, and I'll see what they've got going on. And I always start with the leader of the group, which is Lady Phoenix. Now, few weeks ago, we looked at one Stephanie did about how to shorten your links. So I thought, well, let's check out what Lady Phoenix has. And then her title caught my eye right away. And her title was, let me find it here. Spill the Tea, Sis, something like that. I got it written down. Let me just find it real quick so I can read it correctly. It's called Spill the Tea, Sis, Social Climbers, Rude YouTubers, and How to Collab. And I was like, what is going on here? And I watched her video. And if you have not watched the video, it is linked in the description box below. So please do check it out once we're done. You will be glad that you did. But she talked about quite a few things that I've witnessed in regards to, YouTube business, collaboration, etc. A couple of the errors I've made myself. So I'm going to own, my behavior in that regard as well. But she really, had some significant points to make about the distress that sometimes we as YouTubers can get. And then I looked at the comments that people made to her, and it seemed like a lot of people have had similar experiences. So as I watched the video, I made a point to list the various points that she made. And then I thought we could talk about those points. We could talk about how, who, or whatever has had an experience with such a situation. And then we want to end up with something that's productive, something that's proactive as to what we can do as YouTube creators to alleviate any kind of misinformation that might happen in regards to a collab. Like, what can we do to be proactive so we don't have any issues? So, hey, Tashi, it's good to have you with us as well. And V just joined us. Hey, V, good to see you too. So before we get into that discussion, I want to come back to the 3 questions that I ask you guys every week for the last few weeks. And it's the one that my mentor, Sean Cannell from Think Media, asks us every month. And it's, what do you need to start? What do you need to stop? And what do you need to continue? And I want you guys to think about those 3 questions as we dive into this topic. And then you do your planning for the month of December and the first quarter of next year. All right. So her first point was that people need to be aware of the rules associated with collaborations when they agree to participate in a collab. So I'm just going to type in rules associated with collabs. Now, there is some basic YouTube etiquette that goes along with participating in a collab. And I think I did a video about that once before, but her perspective was more from the perspective of, well, from those who participate, but also maybe from those that might be associated with hosting the collaboration as well. But the first thing she said, that if you're going to be participating in a collaboration, you need to make sure that you know what the goals are. So what are the goals of the collab? So now, first of all, who sets the goals? Well, the person who is the host for the collab will decide what the goals are. Or if it's several people together who are planning the collab, then as a group, they should determine what those goals are. And Lady Phoenix just joined us. Hey, Lady Phoenix, we just started talking about your video. So point 1 that you made was to know what the goals of the collab, what the goals are. And I think there needs to be a discussion either from the perspective of the person who is hosting the collab. When you give the rules to the people that are participating in the collab, then they know what it is they're supposed to do. So for example, my Christmas kitchen vignette is coming up, and the rules of the collaboration are the same all the time. It's got to be on a tray. It's got to be portable. Got to have Christmas decor. You got to have something with words on it, some kind of floral, that kind of thing. And then I also say you've got to use a particular hashtag that I give. And then you also need to mention me in, mention my channel name in the video, and then link it in the description box. That's basic collab etiquette. That's what you do when you participate in a collaboration. You always mention the person that you are participating with or who's hosting the collab. You say, this video is part of a collab hosted by Denise said this and that with Denise Jordan, and it is their Christmas Kitchen Vignette 2020. And that's all you have to say. You don't have to give all the rules. Oh, Crafty Leanie is on. Hey, Leanie, good to have you. Eileen, good to have you with us as well. So now here's the thing. When we talk about some of the things we've been learning, um, such as getting into the content of the video right away, which is one of the things we've been learning from like Nick Nimmin and some other creators. We have to be strategic as to how we do that, because we really don't want to take a lot of time in the beginning with a lot of stuff. However, I think that Eileen, now I'm thinking about Lenny since I just talked to her. I think Lady Phoenix or Allie, I think Allie at Lady Phoenix made a really good point when she said, if you wait till the end of the video to mention that collaboration, that people may not hear it. And I thought, good point. And I know now, typically when I'm watching a video, I would typically watch from the beginning to the end, unless there's too much at the beginning, and I'll try to skip that. If I'm watching a collab video, I don't want to hear what the rules of the collabs are from every person that's doing the collab. So maybe just a quick reference. For example, for my Christmas kitchen vignette, which is coming up, it could be, somehow in the first few minutes of that video, you mentioned that this video is part of a collaboration with this and that with Denise Jordan, and it is the Christmas Kitchen Vignette 2020. Now, I've been struggling the past 2 videos or 3 videos as to how to get that intro shorter, how not to be saying so much stuff at the beginning that people don't necessarily care about, because we just studied that with Nick Nimmin on how to start the video and how to end the video. So I've been trying to apply that information, and it is hard to do that, but I've been working at it. It's something we have to consistently work at. But one of the things that we're learning is that people really don't care about all that stuff you're saying at the beginning of the video. They just want to see the video. So one of the new trends is to just kind of start the video right away, get into it very quickly. In this video, I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner from start to finish. I'm not going to talk much, but I'm going to cook. Let's get it started. And then boom, there I went. But I did take a point somewhere close to the beginning of the video, and hang on a second, Karen, somewhere close to the beginning of the video to say, I just kind of slip the little voiceover in there that, if you're new to my channel, I'm Denise Jordan and I teach traditional homemaking, yada, yada, yada. Y'all know the spiel. But I slipped that in there somewhere toward the beginning because I thought if I didn't ask for the subscribe, the call to action early, if they didn't stay to the end, they might miss it. So I see Allie's point in that if you wait to the end to say the video is part of a collaboration, that people might miss it. So now here's a place I thought that it might be possible to put it in. When you're beginning to show like whatever it is in your collaboration, let's say it's a tablescape or something that you've got pictures and you've got music and you're showing stuff, that could be a good place to put it in. Not at the end, but somewhere up there. Or when you open that video up and you start doing whatever it is you're doing, just somewhere in those first 3 minutes, say, this video is part of a collaboration with Lady Phoenix, and it's the Mastermind Influencers team, and we address YouTube strategy, and then just kind of move on. We have to figure it out. So now Cheryl at I Style My Style says she used to say when a video is part of a collab at the beginning, but she changed it so it's about 2 minutes in. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot I can show these. I'm still learning this, guys. So she said she used to say when a video was part of a collab at the beginning, but she changed it to about 2 minutes. Is that acceptable? I think so. What do the rest of you guys think? Because we are all a part of this. We are all YouTube creators and we are producing content. And if we're not hosting a collaboration, the day will come when you will. So I think about 2 minutes in is okay. But somewhere within the first 3 minutes, I think it would be helpful to get it in there. And I have been guilty of waiting until the end to get it in there because I wanted to say all the stuff that I needed to say first. So I will have to say, my bad, I've done that. And but as she says, if you don't get to the end, you miss it. Okay, so now let's go. Someone says Heidi has something. Heidi Sambal and others in her collab will do a bit of the video and then mention it is the collab and the details. Okay, and then Eileen is saying, yes, Heidi has a quick greeting. And then D says, place it within your video watching retention. So, okay, so that's another great point, D. If you know that people tend to drop off your videos around 6 or 7 minutes, you need to make sure you place that in early on. So what is your consensus, ladies and Jen? I don't think Scott is on with us tonight. If he is, I didn't see it. But I'm thinking, though, that just out of common courtesy, maybe it would be a good idea if we did try to slip that in the first 3 minutes, but we don't have to go through all the rules. I don't care what the rules are when I'm watching the video. So as the consumer, if you tell me this video is part of a collaboration with Denise at This and That with Denise Jordan, and it's the Christmas Kitchen vignette, I'm good. Or if you want to tell me what the rules are, don't, as they say in writing, show, don't tell. So when you're showing your vignette, you might say, part of the rules included it had to be on a tray. So I'm using this tray for blah, 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 blah. And then we also needed some Christmas florals. And so I'm using this. So kind of weave in whatever the rules may be as you go through your content and not at the very beginning, because then that just kind of makes it long. Because if I've watched 10 videos in a collab and all 10 of them give me the same rules, I'm going to start skipping stuff. So I'm just keeping it real with that one. So there's that. So let's see. I want to make sure I'm not missing these points. So again, it's important today to get into the content of the video right away. We've been learning that the past few weeks. And then I think Allie was agreeing with the comment that I made about, getting the information in early. And now Eileen wants to know, is it bad to have more than 2 videos a week? No. If you can have as many videos a week as you want to have, if you can keep up with that, but you don't want to have 2 videos in one day. If you do, you want to try to at least space them long enough apart so that the first video gets traction and then the second video can get traction on its own. But you can have 2 videos in a week. Most people try to put up 2 videos a week. Now, Sean Cannell says, post at least once a week to be consistent. If you can post twice a week, great. And for our sprint 50, our hashtag 50 sprint to go hard for the rest of the year, we're supposed to try to up that to 3 videos a week, but I can't maintain that. So Stephanie said it's hard sometimes to do that, and I know it is. So we're back to Karen's comment that Heidi and her others will do a bit of the video and then mention it in the collab in the details. So I think that's a good way to do it. So I think I've got everybody. Allie said she heard someone say that they don't mention it till the end because their audience doesn't want to watch the video if they see it's a collab. But she disagrees with that. And I disagree with that as well. I don't think people care that a video is part of a collab if the content is good. If your content is good, they don't care that it's part of a collab. They just want to see good content. So Eileen says she mentions mid-video now because her intro is really quick. And then she waits to say bye at the end as she's DIYing. I'll mention now to sub, thumbs, and then ask a question for comment. Eileen, I think you might want to ask the question for comment before you say goodbye. And Have that goodbye really be at the end when there's nothing left for them to see. You might have missed the video that we watched by Nick Nimitz when he talked about don't end your video before the video's over. Like, don't start wrapping things up. And that is hard. I'm so used to saying, and just so you know, I've raised 3 children. And as the minute I start saying, and just so you know, people know I'm done. So they click off. Or not to do the taste test, you know, early on, because the minute you do the taste test, they know you're done. Now, it's one thing if you're tasting while you're in the middle of cooking, but once that pot of chili is done and you taste, you go, oh my goodness, this chili is delicious. They're done. They don't need to see anything else. So that's something to think about. So just remember that, Eileen. All right. So Michelle, I never explain rules in my video. I just say it's a collab with so-and-so. I agree. Michelle, I think that's really all that we need to do now. I know I used to go through and explain all the rules as well, but I don't think we need to do that. I don't think people care what the rules are unless you're telling them about those rules as you're showing them something. Other than that, I don't think it's important. So for my vignette, you know, it's got to be on a tray. It's got to be portable. So you might say that while you're in the process of decorating your tray, but I don't think it's necessary to say all of that up at the front. Oh, so Allie's on a phone, so she doesn't know how to say hi individually. Hey, just hi to everybody. It's fine. Not a problem. Okay. Oh, God, I just snorted. I'm sorry, guys. That was so indelicate. Okay, so that was number 1. But anyway, number 1 was the collabs and the rules associated with the goal. And I don't think we really got into the goals, but make sure that you clarify the goals for the collaboration so that everyone is on the same page. So what is the goals of the collaboration, which includes what the rules are, that kind of thing. And you can talk about as you are, if you're the host and co-host, you can talk about what the expectations are, because I think that some of this is meant to help the people who are participating also know what it is that they need to be doing as well. So for example, when I was in the collab with Peggy and Don, and it was nice. It was a lot of fun. We did the collaboration that one of my viewers said, you should do a collab with them. So I'm like, well, okay, I'll see if they're open. And they were the nicest people, but I forgot that they're in a different time zone. And so we had agreed to let the video, well, I'm jumping ahead, but I'm just explaining what I did wrong. But we had agreed to post our videos at 6:45 p.m. And then when I talked to them, they were like, your video's up already. I'm like, well, it's 6:45. They're like, no, it's 5:45 here. And I'm like, oh, that's a rookie mistake that I normally don't make. But I was having trouble with my technology, and I thought, okay, it's 6:45. I'm going to set it to deploy at 6:45. And I'm thinking we hadn't talked about that piece. So, you know, it was something that we just kind of missed. But make sure that's part of what you clarify when you're working. So again, and that's point number 2, which is time and organization. Know the time frame related to the collaboration. Know the different time zones associated with the collab, and Google it if necessary. Let me grab a drink. So if Moondas is doing a video, or I Style My Colors is hosting a video, I know they're on UK time or India time or British time or whatever. And I know I got to Google it to see what time is that, because I know it's about a 6-hour time difference or something like that. But it just slipped my mind with Peggy and Don that, oh, well, they may or may not be on Eastern time zone. So we didn't think to clarify that. And they're in St. Louis, and so they're an hour ahead. So they must be on Central time, and I'm on Eastern. And so, you know, I kind of goofed that up. But so make sure, though, that when you're collaborating with someone, that you know what the time is. And if I'm going to, like, for example, for my Christmas kitchen vignette, I always say, you know, post a video at 7 a.m. Eastern. Well, it's up to you to figure out what time is 7 a.m. Eastern for your time zone. You don't want to deploy early. So there's that kind of thing. Now, hang on a second. I'll come back to a couple of the points that I've seen in there. Let me just finish this one, though. So the other thing is you want to make sure you upload at the time agreed upon, and then plan ahead to address technology issues. And one of the problems that I've observed when you're collaborating with someone is not being able to talk directly to the individual. If you try to communicate by email, sometimes you lose, information is lost, or time is lost. Because I know Peggy and Don and I, we kind of were trying to go back and forth over email, and they were having some issues, and then I was having some issues, and I said, you know what, just call me. And I just gave them my phone number and said, just call me, because I thought it'll be easier for us to talk these things out over the phone than try to do email and that kind of thing. So, and that worked out perfectly. And the other thing is that if you are in a collaboration with someone, try to plan ahead so that if you're having technology issues, then you can still get your video deployed at the correct time. Now, guys, I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to come on tonight, because I planned ahead and I said, okay, if this computer crashes, then I can try to get my iPad up. And I thought, can I use my phone for that? Because this computer has been crashing regularly. And I'm going to have to buy another one, but I'm trying to limp it along. I've been trying to save the money for it. But this morning, I wasn't sure it was going to boot up. So if you guys come on one night and I'm supposed to be here and I don't, it's like the computer didn't boot up and I couldn't get the other technology to work. But anyway, let me come back to that in just a second. But get your video scheduled, so deploy it. You can schedule it ahead of time so that you're not trying to do it at the last minute. And we should all know how to schedule a video by now. And if not, all you have to do is when you get ready to deploy your video, it will give you on visibility. It gives you the options of public or private or schedule. And then so just kind of go through those options, and then it can help you sort that piece out. It's very, very easy. And the other thing she said was to be flexible and don't expect perfection. So yes, please don't expect perfection. Now, let me go back and see what people are saying now. Pat's Homecraft is here. Hey, Pat, good to have you with us. So Really Good Living says she thinks that just saying the main host or hostesses and the name of the collab and co-hostesses can be mentioned in the description box. Well, I think the whole point, well, I see your point there in from this particular perspective. If you've got, say, this video is co-hosted by, this and that with Denise, and co-hosted by Diva Designing on a Dime and King's Decor Corner, bam, you're done. But some of the groups that have formed now may have 5 or 6 people in the collaboration. I mean, in the group. So like, for example, Mastermind Influencers Team, I think there's 5 or 6 people in that group. We've got the Glam Squad. There's about 5 people in there. There's Heaven's Pearls, and there's 5 or 6 people in there. So it would be difficult to try to say all of those names in the video. So I get that's an issue, because it proves to be an issue to even type all those names in the description box when I'm trying to put upload of the collaboration information, because it uses so many characters. So that's a problem there. Diva says, Diva's saying hi, she's greeting. Okay, so Pat's Homecraft says the only time she tells a rule if it's why she chose to make something because a challenge called for us to make so and so. That makes perfect sense too. That you would say, okay, so I'm introducing this particular element because the rules call for blah, blah, blah. And you talk about it while you're showing it. Again, it's show, don't tell. So that's what is meant by that. You kind of, as you are doing whatever it is you're doing, you're talking about it. You're telling them about it. Okay. So So D says, what do you do when they don't follow your rules or goals? And that can be very awkward. Yeah, that can be. And when you say there's not much you can do other than not participate with that individual again. So if you are hosting a collaboration, let's say with an individual, and they don't follow your rules, then you just know, okay, when you talk to them, you say, you know what, we were supposed to do blah, 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 and things didn't work out as expected, then I just wouldn't collaborate with that individual again. Now, if it's people, let's say you're issuing an open invitation and a lot of people decide to participate, and you say we're going to all upload at 7 p.m. Eastern on November 25th, and people upload early, there's really not much you can do. It's just rude, but there's not much you can do. That's why I typically will say, YouTube etiquette applies, but everyone doesn't know YouTube etiquette. See, it's new to some people. So for those of you who are on with us tonight, when we talk about YouTube etiquette, it means that standard YouTube etiquette for collaboration is that if you participate in a collaboration, you mention somewhere in the first half of the video that this video is part of a collaboration with this and that with Denise Jordan. It's the annual Christmas Kitchen vignette. And then, so be sure to check out our channel and check out the playlist. I'll put a link in the description box and then move on. You say it real quick and then you move on to other stuff. But if people don't do it, there's really nothing you can do. Now, well, I take that back. I think it's Nicole at Nesting Haven. When she does her open invitations, she's a thrifting channel. And so she will host maybe 2 or 3 open invitations a year. And when she does them and her playlist is available, she puts the people in the playlist. She doesn't leave it open for people to put themselves in. So if people don't follow the rules, she doesn't put them in the playlist. So that's an option you can consider. Now, it's a pain to you possibly, but then again, it prevents people from getting in your playlist who are not following the rules. So that encourages them to follow the rules. So that's something to consider right there. Okay, so Stephanie says she saw that video. Now, Stephanie, what video are you referring to? Because I think I've moved on, or I might have missed something while I was talking about something else. So what was that one? So Michelle wants to know, when is my Christmas kitchen vignette? And it is December 2nd. My Christmas kitchen vignette is December 2nd. That's when it is. It's December 2nd. Okay, let's see. Okay. So Cheryl says she's made that mistake before. Yeah, either getting the date wrong, that kind of thing. And if you do, all you can do, the first time I was in a collab with Sonal, and I did that, I deployed way early. And then you can't take it down because that messes up your metrics. But I've learned since then not to do that. But I think, Cheryl, that we've all been guilty of that at one point in time. And we learn better as we go. And when you know better, as Maya Angelou says, when you know better, you do better. So Allie says she doesn't know much about collabs until she hosts it, and then the time zones are difficult. But you can Google it. So, for example, if Moondas is hosting a collab at 6 p.m. India time, so then I'll Google and I'll say, I'll put in the question, what time is 6 p.m. India time in EST? And it will tell me what time it is that I need to deploy my video. Sometimes people have been kind enough to list the different time zones in there. But you know what? We are all pretty astute when it comes to being able to Google things, and we should be able to do that. That's something that's a must. And time zones can be different, but it's something that we can easily sort out. Let's see. Diva says creators need to check out the host open invite or community tab rules for the rules of the collab. Amen, amen, amen. So that is exactly what they need to do. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped putting all of the information on the list. First of all, it takes up a lot of characters and I run out of room. That's number one. But number two is that it forces the creator who wants to participate in the collaboration to go to the channel of the host or co-host so they can get the details for themselves. And I always encourage people to do your due diligence by checking out the details on the channel. So I give you the name of the collaboration, I give you the date, and I tell you who the hosts are and the co-hosts. If it's not like 6 or 7 people, I'll give you the host and the co-host. And then if not, I'll say, so it's the co-host. So it's hosted by Style with Miss K and the Glam Squad. And then you can go to Style with Miss K's channel and find the information for the collaboration, because there are people who will want to participate in the collab that are not in this circle. So when I post the information on my community tab, a lot of people see that aren't in this group, and they jump in and participate in those collabs as well. Now, Diva also brings up a very important point here, and I want to make sure you guys notice. It says, check out the host open invite or community tab for the rules of the collab. Well, that takes us into point number 3 that Ali made. People are not doing very many invite videos anymore. And I'm just going to type this in here for the most part. And that is because it messes with your metrics. So for example, if I do an invite video about the Christmas kitchen vignette, there may be about 200 people, maybe if I'm lucky, that are interested enough in looking at that video. That's a good number. But if I'm used to getting, we'll say 1,000 or 2,000 views on a video, and now I put out one that only 200 people check out, then YouTube is going to say, oh, this isn't a very good video, so we're not going to recommend it to other people, or that kind of thing. The algorithm will collect data on that video and will apply it against my channel according to how my other videos should have been performing, and now I've got a poor performing videos. That's why DIY Mommy and other people are not actively putting the videos for open invites on their channels anymore. They put them on the community tab. The community tab will still pop up, so you will see that post somewhere, and it's usually on your home page. It pops up differently than a video notification, but it's there. So that's what many people are doing. So Carol says she's always worried about getting the time zone wrong, so she'll check it about 3 times. She feels it's important to say your time zone as host. Yes, that's why I always say, like for on Sunday show, 7:45 p.m. EST, so that people know it's Eastern time, and then they can figure out if they're Central, it's going to be 6:45 for them. If they're Pacific time, it's going to be 4:45 for them, because they're about 3 hours difference. And then India time is like 6.5 hours or something like that. It's kind of odd compared to EST, but you can Google it, or everybody has a smartphone, either an iPad or a tablet, and all of them have Siri or Alexa or whatever name they may go by. And you can say, Siri, what time is 6 p.m. India time in Eastern Standard Time? And Siri will tell you. So there's that. Okay, so that was about how she said, if she said anything to the people who were bad. Let's see. So Eileen says that she usually will post their information on Instagram. I know, Eileen, I found one of your collaborations on there one time accidentally. I was just happened to be on Instagram. I don't know why. Oh, I was looking for something from that Maddie James person. I was trying to find something on there. My sister said, go to Instagram. She's always on there. I rarely ever look at Instagram. I try to do Instagram and it's just so hard. It's all I can do to keep up with YouTube. So I rarely go there. So if you guys send me a message on Instagram, I'm probably going to be late finding it. But a lot of you, though, who use Instagram, particularly you who are somewhat younger, do use Instagram, and they are posting information about their collabs over there. Drea at Clueless Mama D was always posting stuff on Instagram. She would do an invite video and then say, now come on over to Instagram and we're going to have this group. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to Instagram. But lots of people are using Instagram to post the information about their invitations. And so does Michelle. I saw hers over there too, because they don't want to post a video and mess up their metrics. So just keep that in mind. So if they're not posting it on Instagram, they're posting it on their community tab. If you don't have a community tab, then Instagram is your option. So now people want to know, does the DIY Mommy have an invite video? No, she does not do an invite video. The DIY Mommy has not done an invite video in probably a couple of years. It is on her community tab, but it was probably posted on her community tab. Like she'll post all of her collaborations for the year. And then, so if you guys see that, let me know, because, you know, it'll be on there. And then as you get closer to the date of a particular collaboration, she'll do a reminder note on her community tab and she'll talk about it. And then she'll do another reminder note on there, but you got to follow her and check her community tab to find it. That's why some people will let me know about different things that I missed. So if you guys find out about collaborations, let me know. Send me an email and I'll get them on our list so that they're all in one place. So Karen, she changed her date from the 27th to the 28th, and her November one, I don't remember now. Is it, Carol, I know you saw it. It's the Christmas one, I believe. It's her Christmas, and it's usually DIY, and she wants you to do a new video on something, either DIY or you can do like a home tour or something like that. But Michelle or Carol will have information related to this. Karen. So Michelle said she casually mentioned her collab with her regular video today. Oh, and by the way, and that's a great way to do it. And I've heard Mary at Rocky Mountain Garden do the same thing. So when you're wrapping up your video or somewhere in the middle of your video, you might say, oh, and by the way, I'm like, for example, well, I haven't done it yet, but I should have. Well, but I could, on the first cooking off the grid video that I do where I cook on the grill, I could say, oh, and by the way, if you want to see more episodes of me cooking outside, you know, cooking off the grid, check out my video on how to make blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. You know, it's going to be coming up next week, so be sure and stop back. Or you might say something like, well, this video is part of a series and you want to be sure and check out blah, 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 blah. But you definitely want to put that information in, just kind of casually slip it in. So I haven't done that because I haven't been able to figure out how to get it in with what I've been talking about lately. Let's see. So let's see, Michelle, we had hers. And then Cheryl said she decided to do fewer collabs and concentrate more on her signature content. And she'll be looking at her metrics to see if it makes a difference in getting views and subbies. Remember, that's part of the question. What do you need to start? What do you need to stop? And what do you need to continue as you move into 2021? That's all part of your plan that you'll be thinking about. All right, so no more invite videos. That was point number 3. Use community tab or Instagram. Number 4, let's see, what did Ellie say? Let's see. Sandra Brooks Brown, hello. I think she's new here. So Dee says she mentions them in her regular vlog, and that's a good way to do it, just to kind of toward in the middle or toward the end of your video, just kind of let people know what's coming so they can be sure and stop back. And you want to try to get it in as soon as possible so that it's not at the very end in case they don't stick to the end and they miss it. So Tashi says it's the Christmas DIY challenge. So yes, and it can be some kind of DIY project, decor, like room or home decor or something like that. She's usually pretty open. So Karen wants to know if anyone's seen the DIY Mommy Invite. Well, I saw it, about a month ago, but I don't remember much about it. But Tashi's seen it, and then Carol and Mary have probably seen it, and Michelle has almost always sees those too. Okay, I knew Mary would have seen it. The DIY Mommy's Collab is called the Christmas DIY and Decor Challenge, and the upload time is anytime on the day of the collab. And it is on November 28th. She had it on the 27th, and she ended up changing it, I believe, to the 28th for some reason. So be sure to check that. And that's a great collab to participate in. She'll get hundreds of eyeballs on the videos that participate in that challenge, and she has been known to get 150 people participate in one of her collabs. So it's a good one to do. Hey, Cal, glad you joined us. So, but you'll have to find her community tab and look there. And, considering that today is the 22nd, I'll bet you if you look on her community tab now, you'll see where she has done a reminder. And then she'll usually open the playlist up the day before the collapse because it'll go live first thing that morning. So Sandra wants to know if it's too early. So Sandra, what you want to do is send me an email. You can put it here in the comment section, but sometimes when I go back and look at the comments, sometimes I miss it. Or sometimes I can't get the comments to come up, but you can type it in here, and I'll try to get it in there. But yeah, but typically you can send me an email, and then I'll get it on the list and then get it posted, because I've already got the ones that I've been emailed, 2 new ones this week, and then one new one this week, and then one that was updated. And I got that information in the description box, and the open invites and collabs are already listed in the description box. So yes, Cal, hello. So Karen sent the information on Instagram about that. So okay. So now Allie says she started putting all of her collabs in the description box of every video. I suppose that's a good way to do it too, because then it's in there so people can find it. Yes, Sandra, send me an email tonight, because once we get done tonight, I will kind of look through to see if I've missed anything, because I've got the list all printed out, and I'll kind of make a little note, and then I'll edit it tonight. So let me know. Here's a tip from Carol. She says, if you see details for a collab that you're interested in, take a screenshot so you don't have to try and find it again. Oh, that's a good idea. Because when I went to look at the one for the DIY Mommy, I just looked at it and I just wrote the date down, and it's always seasonal. So it'll be a DIY for that particular season and home decor. So you could do like a room tour, whatever, for that particular season. But she always wants a new video. But that's really a good idea. So 3 snaps for that one. Yeah, that's a good one. And then Pat says she does the same thing. She takes a picture of it. So, okay, a screenshot of it. And I forgot that. Yeah, a lot of people today will do that. They'll just like take a picture of something rather than have to write it down. Just take a picture of it and then you've got it. Yeah, Cal, just take a picture of something. Hey, Sandy, good to have you with us. Yeah, screenshots, or just you can do a screenshot, and you can take a screenshot by hitting Control and print screen. Let me write that down. You can capture a screenshot on your desktop by hitting Control and print screen at the same time, and then paste that on a Word document, and you've got a picture. Now, Tashi said that she writes everything down. Now, Tashi, I'm really surprised because, you know, you're in that young generation where, you know, they're so digital. They snap a picture of this and then they've got the information in your phone, that kind of thing. But yeah. And then, as I said, to capture a screenshot, you know, on your desktop, you can do it by hitting Control and print screen at the same time, then paste it into a Word document. You may be able to do the same thing on your laptop, Control and print screen at the same time. And then that's how you do a screenshot, or figure out how you do it on your particular device. So Leslie at Midlife and Nailing It says on your phone is usually the bottom, at the button at the bottom and the side at the same time. So whatever it is that's your particular device, you just have to learn how to get a screenshot with that. And if you have an iPhone, you can just go to screenshots instead of looking at tons of pictures. Yes, good. Okay, hang on a second. Writing a note. Sorry. Okay. All right. Point number 4 was to respond to Collab email in a timely fashion. Now, if you're participating in a collaboration as host and co-host, that is very important that you respond to the email in a timely fashion. That means you need to look, you need to check, and if you guys are not doing email and you guys are doing text messaging, then you need to send the information out. And I know I was in a collab with Kenya at Kenya's Décor Corner, and we were taking turns posting the playlist for the week, and it was my turn to post, but it came down to the time for the playlist to go up. People needed the information, and it's usually posted the day before. I was having all kind of issues, and I'm thinking, I can't remember now. Well, it was part of the time, I think, when my mom was very ill, and I was just a mess. I was real scattered and wasn't on top of things. And Kenya was like, you know what? This is not like Denise. She usually takes care of this sooner, so I'll go ahead and get it done so that people have what they need. And I was so grateful that she took care of that. So you got to let people know, you know, what's going on, and you got to stay connected so that if there's a problem or if there's any kind of changes, you kind of know what's what. My email, it should be at the bottom of the description box, but it is this and that. But this is what it is. Okay. So there was that. So yes, respond to collab email in a timely fashion. And like I said, when I was trying to collab with Peggy and Don, and we were trying to send email back and forth, and there were different issues on both ends as to why we were missing each other, because we were just beginning to establish the connection. It was just easier just to call and talk on the phone. That's, you know, and you guys know I'm old school, so I'll pick up the phone and call somebody in a minute. Whereas, you know, today people are more likely to text or send an email. But I'm like, look, don't text me, just call me, because then we can just kind of get it done. So, but that, it worked out fine. But you also have to know the communication style for the people that you're working with too. So be sure and think about that. The generations, it does make a difference as to how you communicate, depending upon what generation you're in. So I'm old school. I pick up the phone and call people. My son and daughter, that generation, they'll send a text and then expect me to see it. Or my sister would be like, well, I sent you a text. I'm like, I haven't seen my phone all day. You need to call me if it's important. So make sure that you are responding to each other in a timely manner, but make sure you've established how you're going to communicate with one another if you're part of the group hosting the collaboration. So I'm going to type that out. Establish the communication the communication you plan to use. So now where did it go? There. So yes, establish the form of communication you plan to use, and then use that. All right. Okay, so the other thing she had that she mentioned, and I thought this was interesting because I wasn't real sure about some of it, but leeches and social climbers. Oh, I got leech spelled wrong. That's the wrong leech here. So, who's had experience with this? She mentioned that sometimes leeches and social climbers were a problem. And so what we're looking at here, I believe, is people that will try to connect with you to get some of your shine or to get access to your audience because you have a larger audience than they do or something like that. So Nana says, if more than 3 texts are sent, pick up the phone and call. Yeah, don't be texting me back and forth for the most part. It's one thing if it's something simple, but if we're trying to collaborate on something and trying to get something sorted out, we might just need to pick up the phone. And do I find that I get more friends from collabs? Oh, yeah. You meet lots of people in the collaborations, but you also get lots of friends when you follow a certain person all the time, too, because you get to know them. They get to know you. You start to leave comments. So, yeah, you can really get to know people in the collabs. You can build a connection. But everybody that you connect with is not your friend. So just remember that. Listen at Mary. Mary said she didn't have any shine for anyone to get. Yes, you do, Mary. You have a nice little following of people that come to your channel because they like what you do. They like what you do. And yes, so there are people that might want access to your audience. Your audience is different from theirs. So there's that. So let's talk about that. Because that was one of the points that she made. And then also like leeches and social climbers was what she said. And so the question is what's their purpose and what's the end game? So who's had experience with that? And hey, Joan Brody. So Allie says she doesn't think of people as numbers. She connects with people as people. And then Pat's Home Craft says she's not big enough for anybody yet, so she hasn't had to worry about that. Carol says, Mary, you are shining bright. And yes, you are, Mary. So that's Joan Brody. Hey there. Good to have you with us as well. So who's had a problem? I don't know of anyone that's had that problem. I have not, at least if I have had it, I'm not aware of it. But that's an issue that some people may have. So I guess you want to think about what's the purpose of the collaboration, that kind of thing. Okay. Okay, I see you, Sandra. I'll pop pop this up real quick. Wait a minute, where'd it go? There it is. I'm still learning how to figure out how to get these comments up on the screen. So there's that. I'll come back and get that. But you've got 12 noon. 12 noon what time? EST, PST, CST, British time, Indian time. 12 noon what? 12 noon is different for everybody. So that's one of the things you want to be sure and put in there, Sandra, is what time. Oh, goodness. Listen to Pat. Pat said she hopes she's not a leash. No. So, really good living said another problem she's had is when someone commits to a collab and then they ghost, you know, like they're supposed to upload the video and they don't. I have seen that happen. Yeah, that's an issue. I've seen that happen a couple different times. And if they have not contacted you and given you a good reason as to what's going on with them, I think that's a problem. And I think it's rude. I've seen that happen a couple times. Not to me, but I've seen it happen to other people. You know, most of the people that you meet, Pat, will be kind and honest and uplifting. I've met some really nice people here on YouTube, but I've also ran into some people that are not so nice. So you just want to make sure that you're cautious, that you're careful, because everyone you meet on YouTube is not your friend. And some people will use the anonymity of the online interface to be nasty and, you know, to say things because they can kind of do it, you know, from afar. So Loretta says she likes to look at videos late at night, so she's sorry if she keeps anybody up. I don't think you'd be keeping anybody up, Loretta. If you're looking at videos, unless it's the hubby or whoever your partner is that you're sleeping with, if you're looking at videos in bed and they have to listen to it, because, you know, I will like watch The West Wing at night and the hubby's trying to sleep. And so sometimes I'll have it on my iPad and I'll be watching it and I'll just start cracking up. And he'll say, use your earbuds. So then I'll put my earbuds in so he doesn't hear the video. Then I'll start laughing or something happens. I'll go, oh, and he wakes up, what? So unless you're making noises like that, it shouldn't bother anybody. Okay, so Stephanie agrees that most that she's met are pretty nice too. Yeah, I've mostly met pretty nice people. So Sandra says her collab is Central Standard Time. Let me write that down. It's on December 5th, I think she said. But still send me the email. Because sometimes what I've learned is that people will send me a note here in the chat box, and sometimes they have something, they make an error just because they're trying to type it in, and then I'll put that information in the list, and then they send me a correction. So go ahead and send me the email so that I make sure that I've got it right. And I'll look for it once we're done here, but be sure and send it. Oh, let's see what else. Central Standard Time. Okay. So, okay, Nana says she's fairly new, so she's not getting it. So, Nana, what are you not getting? Are you not getting the time and the importance of that? Are you not getting people that are bugging you and being a leech or being, you know, you're not getting any stalkers or crazy people? What is it that you're not getting? Hey, Ellen, good to have you with us. So Dee said she hosted her first collab in October, and she made sure she had a few fellow YouTubers to join her before announcing. That's a good way to do it, Dee, is like to get some of your creators that you've become acquainted with to participate, get them to agree so that when you host, you know you're not the only one that's going to be, you know, jumping in on that. The first time you host a collab, you might only get, you know, 5, 6, 10, or 12 people. But then once it catches on, sometimes you get more. So again, Nana, tell me what it is that you're not getting. Okay. New comments. Oh, okay. A leech is somebody who friends other YouTubers with the intent to try to get others to notice them by using that person, like always trying to message and bug them. Okay, yes, that makes perfect sense. So, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. And then Kay says she's had lots of positive experiences, which is good. Okay. All right. So let's see what else is next. Her point number 6 was that shout outs are expected. And I think I've already addressed that. And a shout out is when you tell in somewhere within the first 3 minutes of your video that this video is part of a collaboration hosted by This and That with Denise Jordan. And be sure and check her out. She's a wonderful person. I'll link her above and below, whatever, and then move on. But yeah, shout outs are expected. And you're also expected to link it in the description box. It's nice if you subscribe, but I don't think you can like require it, but you can say that. The other comment that she made was consistency. And I think that's something you might want to check out before you agree to have participate in a collaboration with someone. Like, are they consistent on their own channel? Because if they're not, then they just may not be consistent or follow through with you. So that's something to think about. If they're not consistent on their own channel, it's a red flag. They probably won't do what it is that you're asking. Now, Carol's got a note off the subject. Does anyone have random men friend them on Instagram and then try to private message you? Yes. You know, it's like, yes, I do. And I'm not on Instagram that much. I also get the same thing on Facebook. So you just have to, ignore it. Thank you, Carol. Time check is 9 o'clock. So yes, thank you. We're just about at the wrapping it up, though. The other thing she mentioned, so Sandy says it happens to her and it's so annoying. And it is so annoying. But yes, you just have to ignore them. Carol says, do you block them? I just delete. I just hit delete. And, if you delete them, they don't know that you've seen it or whatever. I just hit delete. But Stephanie says she blocks them. Sandy said she blocks them. So, yeah, people get that all the time. And Joan blocks them. The other thing mentioned was live stream. Now, Allie said live streams were no, because she didn't have a lot of time to spend on that. And I was just kind of curious about that. Are people asking you to collaborate with a live stream? Is that it? Or they want to chat about something on a live stream? Because I will do a live stream, but not often. Like, this is a live stream. And I'm trying to keep this live stream that we do down to an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes is what my goal is, but we always end up hour and a half. But I'm trying to trim it down. But I always know Sunday night, this is what I'm going to do, so I don't have anything else planned typically. But live streams, other time of the week, I typically don't. On my TNT channel, I have done live streams, and I try to keep those to 30 minutes, but sometimes people keep asking questions and they go longer than I actually intend for them to. So Allie, I'm not sure what you were meaning by live streams and that you didn't do those. Now, Pat says live streams terrify her, and really, Pat, they're fun. Like, I'm doing this one now. They're not bad, but you can get trolls and different things like that. Now, you guys will probably remember the first time I did a live stream and I got trolls, and I was just so distracted and I didn't know what to do, and I couldn't, my screen was kind of wonky that night, so I couldn't find the button. I couldn't see the button to delete them. What I realized later was if I had just minimized the screen a little bit, then I could have seen the edges, but I couldn't see the edge of the screen. Oh, it was so distracting. So, but get moderators to help you with that. So Allie says she doesn't want to do live streams because she feels like it would mess up your channel analytics. I don't know. In some aspects, I can see that. Now, for example, if I'm doing a live stream, like let's say I do an hour live stream on my TNT community, for the most part, I know the replay value on that is not going to be huge. Not too many people are going to come and do a replay of an hour or an hour and a half. They mostly just will not do that. So I rarely do a long live stream on that, unless it's a really compelling topic and then people keep jumping on and asking questions, but the replay value is not going to be as great. However, and even like on this live stream, on this channel, it's like, I know it's just going to be the 30 to 40 of you guys that come on every week, and you guys are going to see it. And if they miss it and they catch the replay, that's fine. I know who it's going to be, and that's going to be it. But the number of views can be an issue, but the watch time can be good. So it can certainly increase your watch time. And I know some people have done live streams just to increase their watch time. But when you do a live stream, you want to have a plan when you do it, and you want to make sure you do it the right way. Like you don't just turn on the computer and say, we're going to have a live stream and there's not going to be any talking. Just kind of check back and forth and, you know, see what I'm doing. No, because you don't want to waste people's time. And I think YouTube can sort that out. Like they can figure that out. If you got a live stream open, but there's nobody on the screen, they can get that. They can sort that out. And you could, I would think that you could get penalized for that. But if you're doing a live stream, you want to have, you know, a plan for the live stream. Like, for example, I knew we were live streaming tonight. I got a set of notes here that I use when I do a live stream. I don't have any props tonight, but sometimes I might. If I'm doing a live stream on my TNT channel, let's say I'm doing a live stream about a new prep haul or something that I want to talk about, I got things right there to show them to help make it more than just a talking head, that kind of thing. So live streams, I think, can be good. Joan Brody does live streams, and they are great. I tell you what, she says live streams don't bother her analytics. I guess not. This woman has a live stream. She'll get 90 to 100 people jump on, and they are actively engaged. Joan, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You do a wonderful job with your live streams. I love the way you do them, and just keep it. Just do you. And it works for you. I could not keep people engaged like that the way you do, but you do, so it's good. So I get a lot of watch time, like for the live streams that I do. Sometimes, like when you look at your analytics, it'll say something like you've got maybe 3 days worth of watch time from one live stream. So it can be helpful that way. So now Ellen says, oh, yes. Carol says, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, please. I need that. But Ellen says that she doesn't get a lot of watch time in her live stream at all. Well, Ellen, the question is, what are you live streaming about? That's the question, because depending upon what you're live streaming about will determine whether or not you get the watch time that you want. What are you doing to engage your audience is the other thing in regards to that. And if you're just getting started with your live streams, it may take a while to build up your community. For example, on this one, like you guys know, every Sunday night at 7:45 p.m. EST, I'm going to be here for this live stream. Whether I send out a notification or not, people just come and check to see, oh, is she on? Because she knows I'm always here Sunday night at 7:45 p.m. Eastern. And if I get the notification out late, you guys know I'm coming. If I'm not here within 10 minutes of the time I'm supposed to start, I'm not coming because something has happened and it's precluded me from getting here. Now, I am going to take 2 weeks off during the Christmas holiday, but I'll let you know more about that later. But otherwise, I'm going to be here. So there's that. So think about, Ellen, what it is that your topic is, and think about how can you engage more. I've got a video, and I think it's on this channel, about how to do a live stream. You might want to take a look at it. Candy said she watched Joan's live stream, and it was really good. Yeah, Joan does amazing live streams. So Ellen said it slows her down. I'm not sure why your live stream shows. Well, I guess it would slow you down if you're not getting the watch time. You're not getting people jumping on. What do you do your live streams about, Ellen? That's a question. You can be answering that while I go looking on to see what other people have. So what was Andrea's question? Andrea said she tried to do a live on her birthday on Wednesday night, and all she saw was a circle of her, and she clicked off. You must not have had your live stream set up right, because lives are really easy to do, but you do have to go through the process to get things set up properly. And this StreamYard is pretty easy. I encourage you to consider using the StreamYard. I'm not affiliated with them at all, and I'm on the free version of StreamYard, but so far it's working pretty good. And happy birthday, Andrea. Oh, so it sounds like Allie was jumping on Andrea and then you disappeared. So maybe people were just starting to come on. So Ellen says she shows her shopping hauls. Okay, that should be pretty interesting, I would think, because people love shopping hauls. Okay. All right, so people are saying they got to go. And yeah. Well, the last comment, and I thought we would talk about this one, was she said the war of collabs. And I am not quite sure what that's referring to. But what I have to wonder, good night, people that are leaving, the war of collabs, does that mean because there are so many collaborations on the list? And for those of you that want to know about the collaborations, I already have them listed in the description box. So the ones that I've been updated on are in there, so you can check them out. If I've got anything wrong, send me an email and I'll correct it. And then Sandra Brooks Brown, I'll get yours on the list as well. So now when we talk about the war of collabs, there are a lot of collabs, and sometimes we'll have several on the same day. And then you have to decide which one you want to be in. That's just the nature of things. There are also collaborations that are going on by other people that I miss. So that's why I'm hoping that, oh, Michelle, that's funny. Her hubby is snoring next door. My hubby is downstairs watching football, and he's glad that I'm upstairs and got it figured out, because I used to do this in the kitchen. But for this channel, though, I can't use my iPad to do a live stream. I have to do it up here on my desktop. So, okay. So Allie means there's a lot of bickering behind the scenes that people don't know about. Okay, so the war of the collabs then is that. I wasn't aware of that. But sometimes when you look at the list and you see 3 collabs on the same day or 4 collabs on the same day, then you think, okay, which one do I want to participate in? Or if there are 2 that I want to participate in, am I going to put up one at 7 a.m. and one at 7 p.m. or how are you going to do that? Sometimes that's an issue. But it's just a calendar thing, and I don't think there's anything we can do about that, because like I say, not only do we have people here in the circle who are hosting collabs, but we also get collabs from people that are not part of the circle. So I try to collect as many as I can, and then people will send me what they're working on, and they're not a part of the sister circle. So I just make the list so that everyone knows what's what, so that it's beneficial to all of you. Now, as far as bickering behind the scenes, there shouldn't be any. Why should there be bickering behind the scenes about a collaboration? There really shouldn't be, because this is all meant to have fun. YouTube should be fun. And I really like the community that we built here, because I feel like we're supportive of one another. We're uplifting and encouraging. That's the whole purpose of the circle, is to help lift each other up and kind of share information with each other. And that's why I like the group that Allie formed, the Mastermind Influencers team, because she's they're sharing the YouTube information, the different strategies and tips that they've learned with others. And whereas even the people that are in her group are at different levels, some are further along than others and have more knowledge about YouTube stuff than others, everyone has something to share. And the person that's only uploaded 25 videos has something to share, because they can tell you what they learned about their journey. And these are the mistakes I made, or these are the things that can prove helpful, as well as those who are a lot further ahead. So everyone has something to offer. So I really like the fact that you've got that team. And like I told you, I've got a couple things I want to try to share, but you know, I got to get through Thanksgiving first. Oh, so see. So she did see that 4 people were on the live, but she didn't know. So Andrea, what I want you to do is go back on and try it again, because you have to practice. So practice again until you get it good. So there was a collaboration that Allie had, and that people were pretty rude, and she almost canceled it, but she's past that now. But you know, here's the thing. If you're the host and you set the rules, then they either follow the rules that you set or they don't participate. It's as simple as that. You know, it's not, it doesn't have to be a big debate. Now, if it's several of you that are saying, let's host a collab and let's do this, and then you kind of are talking about what the rules might be, that's one thing. But if I'm setting the rules for the Christmas kitchen vignette, these are the rules, this is what I want you to do, and let's do that. And if you don't want to follow those rules, I get it. Just don't participate. Simple as that. Stephanie is agreeing with Phoenix that some of these things have happened. Ellen said this has happened lately because she gets big watch hours. Is that what the WH watch time hours? You've been getting nasty people lately, Ellen? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What is WH hours? Is that watch time, watch hours? I'm not sure. I'm kind of lost here. So Candy says that she agrees that she's seen wolves comment at Really Good Living, and people are bickering and attacking others for things that are important. So people are making comments about things that Allie is doing in the video. Is that what's happening here? You know, Sandra, you can't participate in that kind of in that kind of silliness. You just can't. I remember last year, you guys will probably remember one of the ladies that used to join us. Her name was Laura, Bowhead Laura. Remember her? And she was on, and there was somebody that kept jumping on my channel and saying all kind of bad things about her and saying what a bad person she was, and they ran her off of YouTube. It just was terrible. So there are people that are not nice, but Laura was always nice in our group. So I was really surprised that people didn't like her, and she was really helpful to me. But yeah, it's like, no, you don't put, yeah, Sandra, you just ignore people like that. Yeah, you know what, Pat? Don't be fragile. It's like there are going to be those trolls out there, and I've had them. I've had people say really nasty stuff about me. I had one person call me everything but a child of God, and I will tell you, I did bless her soul back. Probably wasn't the best thing to do, but I did. But I don't do that anymore. Now I just delete them because I don't want that bad energy on my channel. But you start the channel to be of service to others. There's something you want to do, something you have to offer, and do you. Sometimes it's trial and error, figuring out what it is that you need to do or how you want to go about doing it. Sometimes it's start and stop and restart, that kind of thing. But you're not waiting for the approval of another YouTuber. Yeah, no, you're not trying to get the approval of another YouTuber. You do want to get people to watch your content, to subscribe to your content, to become a dedicated viewer, to kind of help your channel grow and eventually get monetized, that kind of thing. But you're not bound to make a bunch of other YouTubers like you. You will find your tribe. You will find your tribe, as they say. So let's see. So Allie says she just wants fun collabs. Oh wait, no, that's Stephanie. Stephanie's off subject, but she needs the prayer warriors to pray for her. So there's some things going on with Stephanie. So guys, send the prayers up. Um, okay, Diva, I got you. I've been enjoying the things I've been seeing on your channel too. Diva, did you see what I did you a couple of weeks ago? I don't know if you did or not, but yes, people do pray for Stephanie. She does said that she needs some prayer for something that is going on in her life and in her family. So please send those prayers up. So those prayers are going up, Stephanie. I'll be sure to do that. Cheryl said she feels guilty that she can't watch everyone's videos. There's only so much time in the day. You cannot watch everyone's videos. You cannot participate in everyone's collaborations, nor are you expected to. If the collaboration that people are hosting does not make sense for your channel, you shouldn't do it. You know, well, I shouldn't say you shouldn't do it. Well, if it doesn't make sense for your channel, you shouldn't do it. But for every collaboration you participate in, you want to think, what's the purpose of your participation? What are you hoping to accomplish by participating in that collab? Sometimes you participate in collabs just to get new eyeballs on your channel because you want to meet some new subscribers. You want to support another sister or brother, different things like that. But you have to think about why you're participating in a collaboration. And if it doesn't meet the strategy for your YouTube channel, you shouldn't do it. I don't participate in many collabs anymore because it just doesn't connect with the strategy for my YouTube channel. I really try to niche down. And now that I've niched down, my channel is starting to grow. And one of the reasons why I don't have this information on my regular YouTube channel anymore was because it was holding my channel back. It was confusing my viewers. So that's why we're over here. And let's see. Okay, I've got on there that you're hosting it with somebody else, but I didn't know who was in it. I think that was what day is that, Kay? I forgot. Let me see. What day is that, Kay? Because I got it here on the list, but oh, there it is. Miss Kay and Daughters of Destiny. Okay. Okay, gotcha. And now people will go to your channel to find the information. Okay. So okay, that was a personal message. Sorry. So Diva, a couple of weeks ago, I did one of your videos. We were talking about how not to end your video before you end your video. And so I looked at your video, one of yours. I looked at one of mine, and I think either one of Carol's or Mary's. I'm not sure, but I looked at 3 videos, and I showed how each of us were doing the thing that Nick Nimmin said not to do. It was really kind of interesting to kind of watch how each of us have like a little signature thing that we do to wrap things up. And he talked about that. So if you missed that, well, I'm hoping that you had the chance to see that. But it was kind of a lot of fun to do that because it was fun for me to say, okay, so what's her signal, that kind of thing. And you always give this little laugh and then when you get ready to wrap things up. So, but it was interesting. It was a lot of fun. Oh, now, Allie, you asked a good question there. You said you wonder if the YouTube tips videos may be killing your analytics. Yes, they may be, because this is the thing. Your channel is a decor channel, and the YouTube analytics, I mean, the YouTube strategy has nothing to do with that. So that's going to affect your analytics, because the people that come to your channel for decor may not be interested in that YouTube strategy stuff. Now, Miss Congeniality, she'll come and she'll listen for a little bit over here, but then she hops off probably because she's just interested in what we're doing. But my YouTube mentor, Sean Cannell and Heather Torres, they said, get that YouTube stuff off of your channel because that's not supposed to be on there. That's not what my channel is about. My TNT channel is about homemaking, traditional homemaking. This channel, YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan, is about YouTube strategy. So I don't talk about any homemaking stuff over here. So, and I don't do a lot to promote this channel because, you know, I can only stretch myself so thin. So it's like I'm here for us in the group. Anybody that wants to jump on new is welcome to come, but they're welcome to join in and talk about the stuff we talk about. But that's it. So yeah, you might consider that. Cheryl said she stopped doing so many collabs because they were wearing her out. I get it. Yeah, they can be. And you can't do everything. So yeah, so that's a problem. All right, guys, we have been on forever. I didn't mean to stay on this long. But yeah, so that's the other thing. And so now, so Carol says she loves having the collabs listed in your description box. So that's what I've been doing. I'm trying to figure out a way to put them in the description box so that it doesn't mess up my community tab. So I found a really cute little card, a little graphic to put up on my community tab on my TNT channel to kind of hide it so that, you know, you creators can look there, because there'll be people that see the information there that won't see it here. And that information really is for everyone, because I'm not actively trying to grow this channel. I'm actively trying to share this information with all of you. So that's why I'll put it there. Or I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of get it in there, put a note that is there without messing up, you know, my community tab. But yeah, I've learned though that it's better to put it in the description box ahead of time so it's there, because sometimes by the time we're done, I'm tired, and then it's like, okay, I'm not going to do that until tomorrow, and then it could be several days before I get to it. So okay. Joan said she was looking for me last night only to realize it was Saturday. She was thinking live on Friday. No, she was on live Friday thinking it was Saturday. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Sometimes though, I've been in the house so much lately, it's like, I say, honey, is today Friday or today Saturday? It's like you typically have those things to kind of help you stay grounded and oriented. But if you do something, if you're not getting out to do those things, then you lose track of time. So Candy said she just does the ones. She can't do them all anymore. She just does the ones that make sense for her channel. And that's what you want to do. You are not expected to do all these collabs. You are only expected to do those collabs which support your YouTube strategy. Everyone should have strategy for their particular channel, and the collabs should support that. If they don't support your YouTube strategy, then don't do them. Like for my particular Christmas kitchen vignette collaboration, you know, it's a Christmas decor challenge that you do an item in your kitchen. So if home decor or homemaking or decor or some kind of DIY stuff isn't relevant for you, then you shouldn't do that. And like Patrice said, Random Bites of a Sweet Life, her channel is DIY. When she participates in the kitchen vignettes, she will do some kind of a DIY project that she puts on the tray, or she will create a tray as her DIY to participate in that. So she figures out a way to make it work for what her channel's about. If it don't make sense for you, don't do it. All right. All right, so Allie's going to email me hers. Can you upload an old video and rename it? Well, you can upload an old video if you do something different to it. I think if you try to upload the same video, I think YouTube has some kind of way of knowing it's been uploaded before, something about the way it's been saved. So if you upload a video that's old, you're going to need to do something to tweak it. So you're going to need to pull it back into your editing software, tweak a few things. I don't know, add new music, you got to do something different to it so that it has a different identifier. And I don't know how our software identifies them, but it does. And so when you upload it again, it needs to have a different identifier, or YouTube will say this video has been uploaded previously. So just pull it back into your software, and you know, you can tweak it a little bit. And yeah, Pat, I'm right there with you. I am exhausted now. I am ready to put on my PJs and turn on West Wing. All right, ladies, good night. So Joan, if you want, you're hosting your last one on November 29th. Joan, I don't know if I have that information. Can you email it to me and I'll make sure I have it on the list? Yeah, no, I don't have anything on the list for November 29th. So if you want to email me that, I'd appreciate it. And I'll get it on the list so that everybody knows about it. And then you're not doing tablescapes or collabs. I get it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. See you guys. Bye. Good night. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it.